ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yesterday, I had a dream, and in that dream, an omnipotent figure showed up and told me that there's a day, Sunday, that's made for me, but there's a Friday Eve made for the sideline junkies. And then he turned and walked away, and in the distance, all I could hear him say, it was very clear too. He said, Thursday night throwdown. I was like, what? He said, Thursday night throwdown. Huh? He said, it's the Thursday night throwdown. Yeah. And that's how it happened. I'm the Midnight Rider. That's the big guy, KG. It's Thursday. KG, take it away.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for that rousing introduction from the Midnight Rider. Are my fans too loud? Can you hear my fans in the background? Are we good? I'm guessing we good. Oh, as you can hear my fans. But we good on audio, Midnight Rider?
Yeah, we good. We good.
Okay. All right. This is Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm the big guy, KG. That's the Midnight Rider. Gentleman Jack is on special assignment. Man, we had the draft. We talked about it on Tuesday. Ain't too many surprises, but it's good to see. Let's get into it, man. But wait. Before we get into it, I gotta say this. Most people don't know. If this is your first time listening to the show, I'm the historian of the show. So I've watched a lot of reel-to-reel and phonographs and stuff like that. I've watched a lot of stuff.
A lot of what graphs?
And sorry to report the passing of phonographs.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. It's a family show.
Not that stuff, not the blue stuff. But I'm sorry to report the passing of defensive end, New York Jet legend on the 68 Jets team. Jerry Philbin passed away day before yesterday. Number 81 in your heart, number 81 in your program, number 1 in your heart. Is probably one of the most fiercest defensive ends the AFL has ever seen and the NFL has ever seen. So rest in peace and condolences to his family. Just wanted to throw that out there because it wouldn't be me if I didn't. So,
yes, sir.
NBA
yes, sir.
draft. Before we dive deep into it, for those that are watching in podcast land, whether you are watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, along the bottom is picks 1 through 9. I'll put up 10 through the rest in different ones, but these are your first round picks coming up. Midnight Rider, were there any surprises for you in the first round?
Knipple going 4. Fears going 7. I had them flipped around. Also, Colin Murray Boyles. I don't remember that kid that much. So him getting in the top 10 surprised me a little bit. Wasn't a name I heard all week long. So
out of South Carolina.
Yeah, but he looked like he a dog. He looked like he a Baby Rodman type. Like he'll go take your lunch. So if that's the case, that's good for them.
He audibly said the F-bomb.
Hey.
He said the F-bomb on TV when he got drafted by the Raptors. I don't think he was too happy about that.
Hey, you got drafted, kid. Not everybody gets drafted.
That's true. And we'll talk about the best that is still on the board because round 2 tips off at 8 p.m. So, number 1, Cooper Flag, number 1 overall. We knew that was gonna be the pick that he went to the Mavericks. The Spurs picked son of NBA legend, 5-time champion Dylan Harper. I'm sorry, Ron Harper's son, Dylan Harper. That's another one of his sons that makes the league. He has Ron Harper Jr. and Dylan Harper. We talked about him pre-draft and how we think he's going to shape out. Playing in the Spurs organization, I think he's going to be really well.
I agree. Because this is about getting talent right now. You'll figure everything else out along the way. And speaking of that, while we were talking this early part,
Sure, indeed.
Before we get too deep into it, did you notice the positions that certain stations had? So instead of center, some places had a B for big. Instead of a forward, they had W for wing. So you didn't have traditional, you didn't have the traditional lettering. I knew that was going to irritate you. I knew it was going to irritate you. But I mean, that's what I saw last night.
We are in the we're in the era of positionless basketball. So
there you go. Gotta embrace it. This Trey Johnson kid for the Wizards, I love the pick. I might be moving too fast. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, because I'm gonna get to that. VJ Edgecombe 3 to the Sixers. The Hornets pick Con Canuple. Ace Bailey to the Jazz at 5. The Wizards Trey Johnson. Last time we had a Trey Johnson in DC, he was a fan favorite. So, and I heard you say that this kid can shoot. Give me a little update on this kid. What you know about him out of Texas?
Oh, all I've heard today is comps to Devin Booker, Michael Redd comp, and a Jamal Crawford. That's good company. That's real good company. And if this kid can just be Jamal Crawford, that's a win. You're just trying to recruit talent right now because talent begets more talent. So that's the stage they're in. This is why they're still in the building phase. So next season, when pick time comes, KG under 30.
I'll agree with you there.
You want under 30 wins. You want to be in a good position where you can finish in the top 8. So you keep the pick, and it doesn't go to the Knicks. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, the way you put that out there, and I've been shit. I'm talking and Mute Monster got me, but Wizards draft Trey Johnson at 6. 7 was Jeremiah Fears to the Pelicans. Yep. Nets had Igor Denman.
Yes.
We talked about number 9 Raptors drafting Colin Murray Boyles. The Rockets, let's switch that over. Number 10, the Rockets, what's that? Kamen Maluch from Duke.
Malawa.
You got to save me on some of these names here. But he was traded to Sun. The Blazers picked Cedric Howard and traded him to the Grizzlies. My Bulls drafted Noah Esengu.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you deep in the trenches. What tape you got on?
I know he a big and he's from overseas. That's it. I think he's a wing.
Okay. The Hawks get the Derek Queen out of Maryland. I wanted to see where he went, and he was immediately traded to the Pelicans. That was 13-14. The Spurs picked Carter Bryant. 15. This is what surprised me because I thought he was going to be top 10, but Thomas Sorber goes to the world champion Thunder. I was surprised he slid this far, but I think it's the foot injury that made him slide like that.
Right, bigs and feet. You don't mess with big men in their feet. But he's a
and
he's a better fit there than early on. He's
Most
just a plug and play.
big men with feet problems turn out to be really good, but they're only good for short periods.
Right, exactly. Yang Hansen is the biggest surprise.
16. Yeah, he was drafted by the Grizzlies, traded to the Trailblazers. Tell me about Yang Hansen.
He had seats in the rafters. He was coming from like the top of the building. They called him the China Jokic. That's all I got.
Okay. 17, the T-Wolves draft Joan
Johan
Behringer.
Behringer. Johan Behringer.
Johan
Yeah.
Behringer. Was the draft Walter Clayton Jr. and trade him to the Jazz. Did you agree with that trade, or do you see a bigger?
That's a super thumbs up. And we'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead and finish it out, and then.
Okay. Number 19 was the Nets. They drafted Nolan Traore.
Yep, Traore. Number 20, the Heat draft Kasparis.
20, the Heat draft Kunis.
Yeah.
The Jazz draft Will Riley at 21 and trade him to the Wizards. I believe that's the swap for Walter Clayton Jr.
Right. Exactly.
The Hawks at 22 draft Drake Powell and trade him to the Nets. Pelicans draft Asa Newell, trade him to the Hawks. 24, the Thunder draft Nick Clifford, trade him to the Kings. Switch that right there. Magic draft Jace Richardson at 25. Is Jace Richardson that's the son of Jason Richardson, correct?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Okay. All right. Nets draft back-to-back 26 and 27. Ben Saraf and Danny Wolf respectively at 26 and 27. 28, the Celtics draft Hugo Gonzalez. 29, the Suns draft Liam McNeely and trade him to the Hornets. And at 30, Yannick Conan Niederhauser out of Penn State to the Clippers.
Brooklyn. Dear Brooklyn.
Now, what you got for me, Midnight Rider? Talk to me. Tell me something. Yeah. Pull me back off the ledge.
Hold up. Before I do that.
Yeah.
Dear Brooklyn, what are we doing here? You got 5 picks. Either ante up and move, but don't draft 5 players. Makes no sense. Makes no sense in the world. You're not making your team better. You're going to make you younger. I get it. You're trying to rebuild, but you didn't help yourself. And that's the problem. You didn't bring any value into the room. So, I mean, unless some of these guys hit, it's a struggle. And that struggle bus is going to continue for a while. Doesn't make sense. 5 picks, first rounders, took them all. Help me understand. Next up, Walter Clayton Jr. You know me. I'm going to say a 4-letter word. Begins with a T, ends with an E. Type. Walter Clayton is an undersized guard, maybe 6'1", 6'2". He don't fit what we do. It was nice that they flipped him, got a second out of it, and still got their guy. That's the best part of it, is they still got their guy. And that's all you want. And give me a second, and I'll be right back. And then the Raleigh kid. The Raleigh kid, I'm sorry, I got to get this out while I'm thinking about it. The Raleigh kid, before the pandemic, was 5'9". He grew to 6'5". He's still growing. No telling But he's yeah, give me a break. I'm sorry.
Okay. J Dub checking in. What's happening, J Dub? Good to have you here. Um, man, I'm just looking at the draft as a whole, and players that I thought were going to be surefire first rounders. JoJo checking in. She said good picks.
Yep.
I don't know, JoJo. Good picks for your Wiz. I don't know, JoJo, because I think one of those picks. Are we not?
Oh,
Jack's boy. Jack talked about him all through the tournament. Joni Broom. How is he still sitting on the board? Chaz Lanier. How is he still sitting on the board? Like,
I'll help you out. This is
okay.
a wingspan upside draft from here on out. Second round, you draft for talent. That's it. We're all about upside.
I don't
All
like
about
it.
the upside. All about the
All
ceiling.
about that base.
All about the ceiling and
and no
upside,
trouble.
brother.
So, if you had to choose the best left on the board right now, because while you do the best left on the board, let me refresh and see if they've picked anybody in the second round, because the
Yeah,
Timberwolves
Rasheed
are on the
Fleming.
clock, but they reportedly traded to that pick to the Suns.
Well, Rasheed Fleming.
You say who? Rasheed Fleming.
Yep. St. Joe's.
Okay. All right.
So that's the first pick. Looks like he's a wing. Looks like he's a wing. You see the W.
Just to make it right. Whoever gets picked 55th tonight. Wow. Whoever gets picked 55th tonight, we got to give them a world tour and give them the all-star treatment so everybody can say, well, they look what they did to Bronny last year. So we got to do the 55th pick the same way.
We don't. No, we don't. We're not doing that.
Yes, we do. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Nope. Mm-mm. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Bad boy, baby.
Noah Bentender is interesting to me. He's a French kid.
Okay.
I want to see where he goes because they love the French. That's all.
I'm gonna tell you my top 3 kids that I'm watching out of this.
I think Johnny Broom.
Top 3 kids I'm watching out of this draft. Of course.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Of course, I'm watching Dylan Harper. I'm watching Derek Queen because he's a local kid, and I'm watching Thomas Sorber. You know, I'm watching the local kids, of course. But Dylan Harper, I see so many flashes of his father before the knee injury, how explosive he is. Ooh. If he getting buckets like his dad used to get buckets, he gonna be a problem.
Yeah, so it's GWB, guard, wing, big. If you watch ESPN, just telling you, just helping you out, KG. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, man.
What we not doing? Why not, JoJo? Why we not doing that? Why we not?
Because we not, man. Oh, Chaz Lanier is still available.
I'm gonna jump out and jump back in because we got a lag.
Hold on. Okay. Oh, you put him in commercial. All right, so it looks like Boston's on the clock right now. So not sure which way they're going. They went Hugo Gonzalez, a wing out of Spain, with the last pick. So we see where this goes. Doesn't look like the pick is in yet. Actually, I hope KG comes back real quick because there's something last night that I want to talk about. And it's the coverage that ESPN had. I don't know. It just looked bad to me. Like I couldn't tell what the pick was, who was coming up. It was just bad. Like they didn't let Bob talk. It's just craziness. All craziness. I'm not drinking that. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out the rest of the way. Because it's always about the upside in the NBA draft. It's never about the player ability the last 10 years. Go ahead, KG.
No, I'm just coming back in. I don't know what's going on, but we got a little lag, and
No, I just
it's I
saying
think
that
it's me.
I think this league is all about upside now. I think the count was 18 freshmen. And here it is. Boston takes Noah Pender. Forward out of France. That name just stuck out to me. French basketball has been really good the last couple of years. So we'll see what happens. What else you got, KG?
Well, I mean, we have a whole lot. So I mean, this
Did you
is
like the coverage? Let's ask that question because
we
we
don't have
always
a whole
argue.
lot. I do want to say this.
We argue about
You say
coverage.
what?
The coverage.
I can't. You breaking up?
Did you like the coverage? ESPN versus NBA TV versus whatever.
Did I like the coverage?
Yes.
From what I saw, yeah, I did. I
Okay.
did. From a little bit that I saw, because I had to go to bed.
Okay.
I had to try to get my wind down session in and get my mind free. But I did from what I saw. And the Timberwolves, whoever picked 31, whether it's the Timberwolves or they reportedly traded to the Suns, but Rasheed Fleming went 31. You
Can I
said
say I
best
hate
on the
this?
board, and he was
Can I say I
first
hate
one
this?
off.
Can I? Is it okay?
So, but
I hate
I
the
like
fact that we draft players before the new year. Just bring the new year up to the draft day. Help me out. Make it easy for these kids to know where they are and who drafted them and why. Stop with the hat switch. It's old. It's tired. It doesn't make sense anymore. Say that again, KG.
I said I got nothing here.
Stupid, man. Just doesn't make sense, man. Chaz Lanier from Tennessee is another interesting prospect. And the Tyrese Proctor kid from Duke is another one that I like. They can both score. I don't know if I'm gonna call them shooters, but they're scorers of the basketball.
I like that term, scores of the basketball.
Yeah, I do. I do this sometimes. Did we miss any comments? Because I didn't look.
No, we're good on comments.
Okay. Oh, we got an unknown.
But I'm gonna try something different. Hold on. Yes, me the unknown. Yes, me the unknown. Yes, me the unknown. Yes, me the
You gotta mute yourself. You gotta mute yourself. Mute big guy and put KG and put unknown.
Hang on, hang tight. Let me get this right so I can hear you. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
You good?
Yeah, it's me, Bobby Boulders, up in this thing again.
Oh boy.
Okay, but I'm here. All right, I had to switch to the phone because the computer was killing me, man. It's killing the product. I didn't.
All good.
Nope, I'm on the phone. But I'm gonna say this. You talk about JoJo said, yeah, best players available, nothing. Yeah, I'm not really feeling how some teams draft, but I understand what you're saying when you say drafting for upside, but now you're drafting for talent in the second round.
Second round, you're just trying to find a guy. Somebody that everybody overlooked, and he's just a guy. Maybe he can get you some buckets. Maybe he can get you some boards, but he's a guy.
He's a guy.
He's a guy. Gotta
Now,
drop that more because we're getting close to football season.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And since we're talking about basketball, let me say this real quick. It's not really talked about like that right now because everybody's not talking about it, but it needs to be talked about. Shout out to Kyrie Irving, who donated $50K to Tamir Rice mother's GoFundMe because she's trying to open up a community center in her son's name. He donated $50K, and it's things like that that I'll always, and when I say always, I mean always, be a fan of Kyrie Irving because it's the little things that you kind of pick up on, but they're so huge and they're so tremendous. He's one of a kind, and I want to say shout out to him and flowers. That's he deserves his flowers.
Okay, I like that. That's good stuff. Remind me, Tamir Rice. Remind me who that is.
Tamir Rice is what was he, 12 years old? He was playing in the park with a toy gun. The police got out within 3 seconds of the police getting out, shot him dead because he was playing with a toy gun in a park.
Is that the Baltimore kid?
No, he was in Ohio.
Okay. All right, just checking.
I always say we got so many that, so many birthdays that we kind of sort of stop counting, and it's too many. But I'm not gonna get on my soapbox and go and go like that. So, but I will say this. If we get more Kyrie Irvings in the world will be a better place. So just gonna say that. You got anything else, Midnight Rider?
No, not really.
Well, let's jump out real quick, take a quick commercial, and then I guess we'll come back and we might wrap this thing up. We might go a little bit longer. We might figure out something. But this is one of them times where we just round this thing, man. But stay tuned. And just like that, we're back. You know what? I got something for you guys. Because before we get to the comments, I got something for you. Because it's coming up on the weekend, and you guys got to know what's going to happen. So
That's
Saturday night WrestleManiacs will be back in effect on Saturday night, day after tomorrow, 9 p.m. Make sure you are there because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to have a pay-per-view or what with everything going on overseas. So we don't know, but we're going to be here. Midnight Rider.
question for you.
Answer for you.
One player you didn't get to see play basketball. Who would it be?
One player that I didn't get to see.
Yep. And I ain't talking about your real to real work. I'm talking about in your face, sweat dripping, shooting jump shots.
John Havlicek.
Really?
I would have loved to see Hondo play. Like the way they talk about him and the way there's things I've seen on video and how great he was coming off the bench. Like they call Jamal Crawford the greatest six man of all time. No, Hondo's the greatest six man of all time and will always be.
All right, so
I would love to have seen him play.
Number two.
Number two. Sheesh.
No real to real.
No real to real.
Sweat dripping in the gym.
It's a tie between Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Because of his work ethic. Bill Russell made me fall in love with defense, man. When I say made me fall in love with defense, I remember he got on Rasheed Wallace. And this is like early 2000s. He got on Rasheed Wallace. He said, when y'all swat the ball, y'all want to swat it in the third row. He said, man, swat that thing, keep it in play.
Yep.
Start the break and then get your butt down court and finish that break.
Yep, that's what John used to preach.
And it made me fall in love.
All right. My one is Benji.
What about you?
Benji from Simeon.
Ooh.
I would have loved to see what that potential, what that would have been. And two is the Big O. A big point guard, distributing, kicking the ball out, starting the offense. Heck yeah. You got a third?
Third. Jerry West. I say Jerry West because Richard Pryor had a joke about Jerry West. He said Jerry West make motherfuckers look silly. He said, man, you go outside the next day, man. Jerry West had 44 points. Jerry West make you look dumb. He's like, but Jerry can play some basketball. I would have loved to seen Jerry West play in his prime. Him and Elgin Baylor,
And the stories that sitting in the bar shop, the stories that I heard about Elgin Baylor, good grief.
See, I was trying to let you be great. I thought that was gonna be your number one was Elgin. That's why I laid it out there because I was like, oh, I know he's going one.
Well, it's so many, but Elgin Baylor. Now, see, Elgin Baylor's different because when he went to Spingarn, they was like, what you saw at Spingarn and what you saw on the playground was only a tenth of what he could actually do. But everybody always say what he was doing in his prime is what Jordan was doing his career. They was like when he went up, he was switching hands in midair. He was piking on people. He had hang time. You go up with Elgin Baylor. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that because I don't know who that guy is. You go up with Rabbit while he's going up. You're coming down, and he's still hanging in the air. So, yeah.
Okay. I think whatever my next one is, I would have loved to have been in Harlem to see the GOAT, Earl Manigault. I just want to see what it looked like.
Right there.
That's what I would have loved to see what that looked like. Top of the backboard, leaving change.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I thought like hell that was a myth. Because I remember the first time I had seen something about that, it was on an AN1 t-shirt. Remember the AN1 t-shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's just the AN1. No, they was like, no. I had an old head tell me him. It was
him. Who's the other one? You're not talking about Connie. Or did we lose him? All right, if you're in the comments, players you would love to have seen play in person, give them to me. The Kyrie hate came because he left LeBron. The Avengers ran that hate train. Okay. That's interesting. I don't think you're a fan of LeBron, JoJo. Not at all. KG's popping back in here in a second. I don't know which KG we getting, if we're getting KG or the unknown. But if anybody's out there listening, you have people that you haven't seen play, drop some names in the comments because I'd love to see what you guys are thinking about, who you want to see. And again, this is before you started watching sports. So have fun with it. Somebody might want to see George Mikan. Go with it. So give me your thoughts. Give me your ideas, and we'll roll with it. Looks like another Duke guy, Sion James, was taken earlier. So now there's 4 Duke players taken early on in this draft. So, and they could have a 5th. So that'd be interesting to see how that goes and plays out. Anything else I can think of? Basketball wise. You know what? I don't have anything else. So we're going to round this out here. 40 minutes. No overtime. For the big guy, KG. I'm the Midnight Rider. This was the Thursday Night Throwdown. And if you paid attention to the opening, the word came from God that the Thursday Night Throwdown was live and active today. And with that being said, have a great evening. Have a good night. We'll see you Saturday for the WrestleManiacs. Have a good one.